Hello, everyone. We are kicking off season 2 of And One with a heavy hitter, the top rated player in the 2027 class in the state of Minnesota, Mya Wilson. Welcome, welcome, Mya. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. If you want to go ahead, I don't know where they've been. If they don't know, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, where you play high school basketball, and your position.
Yeah, I'm Mya Wilson, class of 2027. I'm going to be playing at Hill Murray, and I'm a combo guard.
She's being modest. She's the top rated player in the state of Minnesota from the class of 2027. She's being modest. I'm not going to be modest for her. So she's one of the best that we have in the rising stars coming up in the state. So Mya, let's start. We'll talk about your basketball career. What's your earliest memories of playing basketball?
Yeah, I would say, I started pretty young, like most people, but I would say when I like start practicing with my brother's like AAU team, and I feel like that was just like when I really started basketball. So I feel like practicing with his AAU team.
What made basketball like the sport, the one that like stuck out that you loved the most? Kind of what made you like love the sport?
Yeah, I would say just all the people that were around me. Like, I feel like them just pushing me to be the best was just made me love it the most.
So for people that haven't seen you yet, how would you describe yourself as a player?
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty offensive minded. I can score all three levels, but I'm also defensive minded. Like, I need to be, like, with my length, I think that it helps a lot, like, having a lot of length.
I like it. And so last year you played on varsity, for, kind of your first year on varsity or maybe second year on varsity. What would you say was your welcome to varsity moment? Is it like a hard practice, a hard screen, like having to defend like a senior who was going nuts? What was that moment for you?
I kind of feel like it was just the first game that I ever had. Like I was a little bit nervous in like seventh grade years when I like started playing, and I didn't start seventh grade year at all. And so I feel like just coming off the bench, I was a little bit nervous, and I feel like there were like a bunch of people there, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And then I like played and it was fine, but I feel like and then after that it was like super fun. But yeah, I'd say that.
So we'll stick with the high school one. You're going to Hill Murray this coming year. What are some of your personal goals as a player and then also team goals coming in the year?
Yeah, personal goals. I would say just for myself, have a really good defensive year. I feel like my defense has gotten really well like over the AU season, so I'm hoping defensively I can just really pick it up. And then as a team goals, I would make it to state. I'd really like to do that.
I don't know if we have any kind of full schedule yet or anything. Are there any games that we do know of that kind of circled on the calendar, looking forward to, excited to play in those games?
Well, I know that the first game of the year is against Benilde, so I feel like that's
Woof.
gonna be, yeah, it should be fun game,
Get
especially first.
I mean, hey, start the season out with Olivia Olson, the defending
Yeah,
champs. Nice ease into the
right.
game. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And so I would say, now we'll go to AAU. I will say your AAU team was one of my favorites from this year. You had length. You guys were just exciting. You guys would get up and down the court. So many different scores. How was the AAU season from your perspective?
It was super fun. Like one of my favorite AU seasons I've ever had. I think that we got along really well off and on the court, and I feel like that just helped a ton. Like we would do things off the court, like at tournaments, at like EYBL sessions. Like we'd go out to eat as like to dinner as a team, and I feel like that just like helped our relationship on the court like a lot. And so I just yeah.
I like it. And so, what are some of your top memories from this year in AAU? What were some of the top, going to EYBL, kind of playing in all the tournaments? What were some of your top moments?
My favorite for sure was winning Boo Williams, just like first one of the first tournaments, and it was just especially an EYBL session. I think that was my favorite memory.
I like it. How would you describe the EYBL circuit and the EYBL teams that you guys go up against to people that haven't played in the EYBL or, maybe going to be coming over and playing in that now?
Yeah, it's really good competition. Like I've played against this AAU season like some of the best girls I've ever played against like my whole life honestly. And I think it's really fun just to play against bigger, older and like stronger girls than me just to like have a lot of good like really good competition, and I feel like it's just super fun.
Do you feel that something maybe clicked for you personally this AAU season in terms of being able to go up against older girls because you're playing up in AAU and still being able to get to your shot, score, be effective on both sides? Was that kind of something that like really helped your confidence this AAU season?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like one of the like biggest things with that was I just needed to be patient, like on defense and offense. Just be patient before trying to score and go through multiple people.
Fair. I mean, I still do that at Lifetime, so don't worry. Eventually you'll get out of it. I haven't yet, so. Well, I have to ask about a couple games. You had some of the most exciting games when you guys went against the Lily Bell Hill Metro or Minnesota Stars team. What was it like being in those games? Like that was intense. The crowd was into it. Those were usually close back and forth. What was it like from the players' perspective being in those games?
Yeah, they're a really good team, and it was like back and forth every single game. And so I feel like it was just fun playing against, I mean, a non-EYBL team that's still super talented with, I mean, every single girl on that team was like, especially Lily, just super good players. And so I think that was fun, yeah.
And so, talking about good players, who were some of the best players you've ever gotten a chance to play with, AAU or high school?
With, I would say for AAU, like Kale, Kate, and Maya, like those have been some of my favorite teammates to ever play with. And then high school, it was fun playing with Ella Frazier. She played on, what team was it?
Matamida?
Yeah, no, for AAU,
Oh,
yeah, Matamidi and for AAU. But it was really fun playing with her like all throughout like high school that I was at Matamidi 7th and 8th grade year. I think it was, yeah, super fun playing with her.
so we talked about one of them that you went against. Who are some of the best players you've ever went against?
Against, yeah, I'd say, I mean, just a few weeks ago, Madden, I got to play against her. And then for AAU, I mean, there's so many girls. Gosh, I don't even know. I don't know some of their names, but a lot of girls throughout the AAU season I got to play against.
Fair.
Yeah.
And then being the top rated player in the class of 2027, being this offensive weapon, playing up, getting playing on the EYBL circuit brings a lot of recruiting eyes. How would you say, what has the recruiting, like uptick in recruiting been like? Is it exciting? Is it kind of stressful? A mixture of both? Kind of how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I'd say a mixture of both. Like, it's super exciting just knowing that these colleges like want to be talking to me, and I'm super grateful. But then at the same time, it's a little bit stressful, especially I'd say after big tournaments, just having so many calls a day and trying to like schedule them at like the right times. And if I have like 5 a day and like they're an hour apart, I just feel like I can't do a lot. But I'm also just super grateful.
Right. So when you're looking at schools and talking to colleges, what are some of your non-negotiables? What are, when you're like, I mean, we're still pretty early in the recruiting process. What would you say, like, when you're talking to schools and looking at them, like, the school I'm going to must have this. The school must, their coaching staff must have this, or the players must have this.
Yeah, I feel like something that's really like important to me is building relationships with the coaches and the players like that I'll be playing with. I feel like that's for sure the biggest thing, but then also like when I'm going to be coming in, like what role I'm going to be at. I feel like those are two of my like main things for sure.
And the other thing is, one of your questions maybe sometimes, like, because you're 2027, so you may be looking at, well, who are you looking at in 26 and 28? The classes kind of around you that are going to be the core with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then who would you say is maybe a dream teammate you've yet to have a chance to play with AAU or high school? Who would be a dream teammate of yours?
Dream teammate. I would say, I feel like it would be really fun to play with like Jordan Odie, like just her energy. I feel like that'd be, because I played against her and she's really good competition. And I feel like just playing with her she'd push me, and I think it'd be really fun playing with her.
Absolutely. The speed, she would fit in really well. You guys would be flying up and down the court, Jordan Odie. I like that one. Do you have any WNBA, NBA, high school, college, men or women players that you enjoy watching or maybe model your game after?
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, no surprise really, but I feel like Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers, I mean, they're super good, and I just kind of look up to them with how hard they work always and what kind of teammates they are. And like Caitlin Clark's, her 3-point shot, just Paige Beckers, like going through an injury like she did and still coming back. Like I would say those two.
So are we building up in AAU in high school to start pulling up from like the logo with like threes? Are we building up to those? Because those look, I mean, she just hits those in stride.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could do that.
I mean, that has to be hours of practice because it just looks smooth. I'm like, I ain't got that kind of energy. I ain't got that kind of strength. I'd airball those every single time. So we talked about you a little bit on the court. If when you're off the court and looking to kind of decompress and kind of just put basketball away for a little bit, just kind of have a mental break, where can people find Mya Wilson?
Yeah, actually, a golf course. I live on a golf course, and I played golf for the high school season. So I like to golf with my family and friends, and then just spend time with my family and spend time with my friends.
Why do you feel it's important to maybe play a different sport or be a two-sport athlete and stuff to kind of give the body, the mind a different break from each, especially when they're both very intense, both very pressure?
Yeah, I feel like at least me like playing golf, I feel like it helps a lot giving my body a break. I mean, I'm still walking, but it's not like super hard on your body, and it's super helpful with my mental game, I would say.
I like it. So we'll do a little more stuff off the court. Favorite foods?
Sushi.
Yes, thank you. Sushi is delicious. I agree. Dream vacation spot?
Bora Bora.
Hit the game-winning three or get the game-winning block?
Okay, that's hard. I feel like game-winning three, but block would be fun too.
They both are such momentum plays that get the crowd revved up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. It's a hard decision, but I would probably also pick I'd do the Caitlin Clark logo three for the win. That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun.
That would be.
And then there's a few more I had here for you. Any hidden talents that people don't know about? Baking, can do magic tricks, anything like that?
I bake a lot, like especially during COVID, I baked a lot, and I can cook too.
What's your go-to like baked good that you just like that you make excellent?
Like chocolate chip cookies.
So what we're hearing is we're gonna have homemade chocolate chip cookies at the Hill Murray home games this year. Am I correct? Fantastic. Eric will be there with a baggie just to bring some home, just to taste test. Come on, just to taste test. And then where's some of your favorite locations that basketball has taken you? AAU takes you all over the country. Where are some of your favorite locations that it's taken you?
Yeah. This AAU season, we went to Arizona, and that was fun. I feel like Arizona, even Virginia, it was like different, but I liked that too. Chicago, that one's always fun. Just there's a lot of people, but it's still fun.
I was in Chicago. That place is packed.
It packed literally everywhere. That traffic is awful.
So that's another question we had, because you came over to the EYBL circuit this year. Did you have a welcome to EYBL moment when you were doing these tournaments? Like you went, because you weren't at the EYBL circuit last year, playing on it this year and playing up. Maybe talk about it a little bit, but like, was there a, whoa, this is EYBL?
I feel like that championship game at Boo Williams, we were like down by 10, and then we ended up winning. We were like, that's crazy. I think that was super fun. We played, I don't know her name, but there was this one girl, and she was really good. And I feel like playing against her, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. She was really good.
What has you the most excited for next year's AAU season with your AAU team?
Yeah, I think just playing with the girls again should be super fun. I mean, I really enjoyed playing with all the girls, and there'll be a few new ones, but I think just playing with them again should be super fun.
And I mentioned it a few times. That you're right now the number one player ranked in Minnesota. I don't see it changing anytime in the next 4 years, personally. Do you take that as kind of a pressure? Don't really think about ranking? Or personal accolades or anything like that? Kind of, how did that feel when people say you're the number one player in that class?
Yeah, and I'm thankful for being one, of course. I've worked really hard, but I mean, I have a lot of work to do. I'm just going to keep working really hard to keep that number one ranking and just get even better.
What is one or two aspects of your game that you're hoping to continue to improve or, kind of refine going in for the next 4 years during high school and AAU?
Yeah, I would say my defense, just continue to get really better at defense. And I've been working on it, especially this AU season. I'd said that before, but I'll just say defense.
Every college coach's ears just perked up when they heard you want to do defense. I'm telling you. So I won't take all of your night. I always ask this question to wrap it up. When someone's watching Mya Wilson play basketball, what is something that you hope they get from your game or think about you as a player, kind of understand about you as a player?
Yeah, I would just say my drive, like my energy, my drive. I would just hope that they see that I have good energy on the floor and that I'm like nice to my teammates. I think that's important too.
I like it. Well, I can say from personal experience, it's an absolute joy to watch you. You are an offensive machine. We always know if Maya has the ball, we're like, y'all in trouble because she's about to score on y'all. So it's so fun to watch. I can't wait to watch you continue to grow as a player. We get 4 more years of you, so we're lucky. So I cannot wait. Good luck this year. Good luck in AAU. And I said I will be in the stand and with those chocolate chip cookies.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.